I think I just want to get one thing off my chest, Devin. And look, we've worked together for a long period of time at this point, and I'm getting sick and tired of you gushing about your beautiful long hair. And enough is enough. You know, I mean, I think it's a little too long, by the way. It's getting outrageous.
It's lush.
Yes, it may be fantastically lush. It may even deserve to be on the cover of a romance novel with a bare-chested pirate holding a beautiful young woman in his arms. Yeah. Sure, of course.
100%.
But enough is enough. I think people are sick and tired of this discussion. On an unrelated matter, my wife and my daughter are at odds of whether or not I should keep my hair this long.
Divide and conquer,
I don't know what to do.
Is it the wife who wants longer and the daughter wants shorter?
Yeah, she's the one who created this mess in the first place. The monster that you see before you today. Anyway, my daughter is, Dad, maybe it's time to cut it. And my wife was so upset. Like, what?
Okay, like cut it like a couple inches or like high and tight, like military?
I think she wants, not high and tight like military, but to go back to a regular style, like I had before. Okay. Like the audience remembers me before. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know what to do. I need comments from the peanut gallery. Tell me what you think. I will go by the majority vote.
Nice.
How about that?
Really nice.
Yeah. Especially from the ladies. I don't care about the guys. You okay there? You're hiccuping a lot.
Yeah, I got the hiccup.
What happened?
You got me talking about hair.
Yeah, that's true. Hair does make you go.
And I got the hiccups.
Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know what to do. Okay, so if you like this show, and I don't know why you like it anymore with kind of garbage talk like we're talking now, but if you do like this show, generally speaking, please like it on YouTube or wherever you're listening to. And of course, also share it if you can and comment on it, all the good stuff. And subscribe. Yeah. We'd really appreciate that. Okay. I think the theme today is really very different than a lot of the things we do. A lot of times we talk about a theme, we tie it into some of the politics of the day. Right. But not today. Today I want to talk about saying hello to people. Nice. How do you like that?
I like that a lot.
Okay.
Yeah.
We've spoken before that saying hello to people is the healthiest thing you can do. Yeah. For yourself. Obviously not smoking, not drinking excessively, a lot of things like that for sure. But you got to have some degree of health consciousness. But it's very important to say hello to people. It is far more healthy than just about anything else. You could work out an hour every day, and if you're not saying hello to people and connecting with people, it won't mean a thing. Yeah. Just saying hello to people is fantastic. So what do I mean by that? I mean saying hello to the postman on the street, or an average person on the street. Just saying, hey, what's going on? Yeah. And you can pass each other. You don't have to get engaged in a lengthy conversation, but just say hello. You go into an elevator, same thing. You go to the security guard in the building, same thing. Yeah. Well, God knows, in the security guard we have in our building, it's once you say hello, it's going to be a half an hour discussion. But I digress. Awesome. We love Bruce. Yeah. Anyway, the reality is that it's so important. And just the grocery store clerk. I mean, you name it, say hello. Yeah. It doesn't have to be just your neighbor. In fact, the more strangers you say it to, the better off you are. The little chit chat. The how are yous. There's a reason why we say how are you. Some people feel it's phony. A lot of Europeans think that Americans are phony when they say that. Oh, yeah, Americans always saying how are you. Yeah, you know what? It's actually good for us. Yeah. God wants us to connect. And we know it because it's the most healthy thing you can do for yourself. Yeah. It's beyond just having a social network. It's beyond just having the 3 or 4 really close friends. I know we've spoken about this before, right? Yeah. That you can lean on during times of trouble. Those things are nice. It's very important. Yeah. But it's very different. It's very different than just connecting to people on the street and saying, hello, what's going on? Today I was on a flight and somebody sat next to me and I said, "Hey, how's it going? I'll be your neighbor today." Just joking around.
Yeah.
And then, she went off to reading her book. She smiled and we had a little chit chat, but that's about it.
Yeah.
And now many of you may be saying, and by the way, I always give the example, social network, very healthy for you. 3 or 4 friends, even healthier for you. If you can't see the video here, my hand is up to kind of my nose.
Yeah.
But saying hello to the random stranger on the street goes up to the top of this building, okay? And this is a 14-floor building. That's how powerful it is.
Yeah.
And you may say to yourself, "Oh, I'm kind of shy. I don't. What if they don't say nice things back to me?" First of all, there's no reason why they wouldn't say anything nice back to you.
Right.
Saying "How are you?" back to you is not hard at all, and most people will. In fact, I'll put it to you this way. Just try it. You'll discover that 19 out of 20 people say "How are you?" right back at you.
Right.
They are happy to chit chat with you.
Yeah.
The 20th person who seems to not be interested in talking to you, most of the time it's because they didn't hear you. They've got something else going on in their lives that's totally distracting them, or maybe something bad has happened to them, or maybe they were wearing AirPods or something, right? There's a whole bunch of reasons why they're not saying hello.
Yeah.
Or they may just be jerks and decide not to respond to you. Okay, that's 1 out of 20 people, and maybe even less than that.
Right.
So if that's the case, take a chance. Just say it. Don't worry about that 20th person. Chances are you won't even deal with the 20th person. Just dedicate one day to yourself, assuming that you're going out in the street to go to a restaurant or whatever, and just promise yourself, "I'm going to say hi to 20 people today."
Yeah.
How's that for an idea?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay, great. So let's all do that.
Yeah.
And see the response.
Yeah.
Now, not only is it good for them that you're saying to, it engages them, it recognizes them as a human being. It also is good for you. I just said it's one of the healthiest things you can do for yourself. It makes you feel connected to the whole world.
Yeah.
And that's the essence of who we are as human beings.
Yeah.
It's clear that God wants us to make this connection. Otherwise, it's not a evolutionary thing, right? It can't be. It's not. There's no real explanation for it other than our Creator wants us to connect.
I think that's great. And if I can say, one time, like I walked to work, I said hello to a garbage man as he was doing the garbage. And he thought I was going to yell or complain to him. And he's like, "Well, what's up? What's going on?" I was like, "I'm just saying hi." And he was like, "I turned the world to a friendly place for just one moment for a guy who's working with trash."
Devin, that is beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a really momentous moment. You changed that guy's life.
Yeah.
There's a great story about this one kid. This is actually a true story. It's a very sad and yet uplifting story. You'll see in a moment. There's a kid who was going home from school, and he had emptied his locker from school, and he was carrying all his books.
Yeah.
And they were very heavy. And another kid from the same school saw him leaving, and he went up to him and said, "Hey, Johnny." And the guy didn't even know his name. I'll just say that. But he said, "Hey, buddy, I think. Yeah, let me help you out. I mean, that's a lot of books. And, can I help you carry?" And at first he said, no, it's okay. He said, "Listen, it's very heavy. Let me help you." So he took up most of the books, and he was a bigger kid, and he lifted and walked with him back to his house.
Yeah.
And the guy says, "Oh, thanks you so much. That was really nice of you." "Yeah, no problem at all. You did the same for me. And all the best. Have a good one." What's your name? What's your name? All good. The kid who is carrying his books ended up being, many years later, valedictorian of his school.
Nice.
And the kid gave a speech, and he said the following: "I want everyone to know that the little acts of gestures, kindness, can mean so much. I was clearing out my books one day, And it was my intention to kill myself that day. And I didn't want my parents to have to clean out my locker. I wanted to save them the torture of that.
Yeah.
And so I wanted to carry it home myself.
Right.
And then this other student helped me. And I realized I'm connected to this world. I have an obligation to this world. I can do this for somebody else.
Yeah.
He recognized my humanity, and suddenly everything changed for me.
That is so beautiful.
It was a beautiful story. It's a true story.
Yeah.
So that connection can do so much for you. You can meet somebody who's on his way to something terrible. Committing suicide is obviously the worst, but to doing something bad even, and just by saying, hey, how are you? Recognizing him can change everything.
That is so true.
It's powerful, right?
And we're so alone, isolated, and social media divides us and makes us think that the world is unfriendly.
Right.
Because little moments of kindness don't get the views as somebody being an idiot or silly. And it's such an opposite way of fighting for goodness.
Right. Right. And it's part of touching the grass, right?
Yeah.
You can't say hello in the same way on social media. You might
Not
say,
at all.
hello, everyone, but no one's really connecting with you individually.
Right.
But when you say hello to the guard or the janitor or the garbage guy, as you said, you're connecting to him one-on-one and saying, I am here with you at the same time in this same location, and I'm connecting you and recognizing you.
Yeah.
It's powerful.
It really is.
And that's when people talk about having an impact in their lives, that is a powerful impact. You could change lives without even realizing it.
Yeah.
So do it for them and for you. Wonderful things can happen. It's the ultimate mitzvah.
Yeah.
All right. A lot of beautiful stuff to talk about. But one of them is not Hassan Piker.
Hassan Chink's nephew. Chink's nephew.
So it turns out that Hassan Piker went to Cuba against the laws of the United States. That those invoke both criminal and civil penalties.
Yeah.
I think you can get up to like 10 years or something.
Yeah.
So the federal officials subpoenaed this 35-year-old schmuck, who's a far-left commentator. And the investigation is believed to be part of a wider inquiry into whether American activists, such as him, violated U.S. sanctions while traveling to Cuba for the Nuestra America convoy, which means our American convoy.
Yeah.
Feds also reportedly served Code Pink co-founder Susan Medea Benjamin with a subpoena.
Wow.
So they were violating all sorts of things, including staying in a hotel that was not approved by the American government, and also giving supplies to the enemy. This is bad stuff.
Yeah.
Okay. But don't you get it, Devin? Violating America's laws and restrictions should only be punished if you're a nobody.
Yeah.
Such as, but he's not a nobody. No. He's a big guy now. He gets to violate the laws.
Yeah.
Same thing with Don Salem. Remember that when he went into the church, then he got arrested?
Yeah, Don Lemon. Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, these people think that they're above the law.
Yeah.
Just like Talib, I think it was, who went into Cuba.
Yeah.
And said that she was going to try to go around American sanctions. You're a legislature. You should know that this is illegal.
But very attractive women do have a power that.
But she's not attractive.
I'm kidding. Yeah.
Sorry, Talib.
No, she's not.
But I have to tell you, she's. I mean, why do they think they're above the law? I get that they don't like the law. That's fine.
Right.
There are many laws I don't like. I don't like the speeding laws in most of. I think I should be able to drive, 75 in a school zone. How about that?
Yeah.
I am such a good driver that those laws should not apply to me.
Right.
Everyone else should abide by them, but not me, because I am Barak Lurie. Right?
I'm important.
I must be. When a cop stops me, I'll say, "Hi, Barak Lurie here." "Oh, sir, please. I apologize to you for stopping you. I won't even give you a warning. Do as you will."
Right.
But this is the mentality of these guys.
Yeah.
And putting aside all the other contradictions, the main one being that this Hassan Piker schmuck, he decries capitalism, loves socialism, thinks we should all be communist, but he's very happy to wear his Gucci attire.
Yeah.
And lives in a very expensive mansion that he inherited from his mommy.
Yeah.
But no contradiction there whatsoever.
No.
Okay. So I don't know. We'll see what happens with this, but I'm really happy that they're going to come down on him. But it's not surprising. These people think that they're so above the law that when they do get caught, they declare that it's somehow a selective enforcement, or that these guys are going against them because of their positions in politics.
Yeah.
Well, no. The reason why you're there and you're doing the Cuba thing is because of your notoriety, because you have money apparently, and to get there, and people want you to go to Cuba, and you're recognized by the Cuban government for some reason, and you can still be arrested.
Yeah.
Okay? I mean, you and I, if we were far lefties, you don't have as much money as he has, perhaps, and we wouldn't have the wherewithal to go to Cuba the same way that he's doing it.
No.
So wealthy people are still not above the law.
Isn't that perfect metaphor for socialists? Because
so true.
Every single country, including Cuba, you have the rich and powerful who can do whatever they want. The laws don't apply to them.
Nope.
In China, in communist Russia, everywhere. And then it only applies to the regular people.
Oh, so true.
So he almost wants to think, no, we're already a socialist government. I'm already the top tier, and I can do whatever I want. But maybe he's wrong. We'll see. We will see.
You're right. Okay, so I wanted to share this with you. So Jacob Frey, he's the mayor of Minneapolis.
Yeah.
He wanted to call Memorial Day, this past Memorial Day, George Floyd Day.
Oh, God.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now, it's not enough for people to say, well, we should have a day for George Floyd.
Right.
Okay. I think George Floyd was a bad guy.
Yeah.
He was a drug addict. He was a criminal. He certainly didn't deserve any of the attention that he did. And I think that the guy the police officer who ended up killing him, not murdering him, killing him, was doing everything according to protocol and is wrongly imprisoned.
Yeah.
Okay, put that aside for a second. But you want to love George Floyd, you want to give him a day, that's one thing. But to co-opt Memorial Day to do so, to say, now it's George Floyd Day, shame on you.
It is really shameful.
Yeah. So this reveals Jacob Frey's, and I think many people like him, what his priorities are.
Yeah.
He wants not only to elevate this drugged out lowlife, but to minimize the importance of the fallen in America's history. Okay?
Yeah.
That's unacceptable.
No.
But this is now he's not, it's not just him, by the way. I mean, here's what he wrote, by the way. He said, "Today we remember George Floyd, who was murdered by a former Minneapolis police officer 6 years ago. That moment changed our city forever." Yeah, in a way, it certainly has a big impact.
Yeah.
But it didn't change Minneapolis the way that you want it to, that you think it's changing. You decided to make it ground zero for madness.
Yeah.
Okay, for lawlessness and such. So it changed it. We think of Minneapolis and we think of George Floyd. They're somewhat synonymous, but the reality is that it's your failure to react the proper way that brought this moment to the craziness that it became.
Yeah.
Shame on you. Well, others in the Democrat Party apparently were also very hot to trot about trivializing Memorial Day.
Oh, God.
So here's a post from the Democrats, I guess the Democrat Party, and it says, "Today we honor the American heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice in Trump's war with Iran."
Wow.
Yeah. And they actually show pictures with the American flags behind them. And it says, "Remembering the Americans who have died in Trump's war with Iran." And there's, the classic soldier pictures. And this pretense that they are somehow honoring these people's deaths.
Yeah.
Is so absurd. I don't buy it for a second.
Right.
You don't buy it for a second. They certainly don't think of them as heroes either. They don't honor anything about the military.
No.
And you would think that, I mean, all it is about politicizing Trump's war with Iran. It's not Trump's war. They want to call it Trump's war. America's war with Iran. They want to politicize that as much as possible. So they don't honor the American heroes who made the ultimate sacrifice, let's say, in World War II,
Yeah.
World War I, Vietnam, Iraq, Afghanistan. There's plenty of military confrontations we've had in the past 100 years alone. We can memorialize that. But no, you can only honor the people who died in Trump's war with Iran, presumably because they died in vain just to satisfy Trump's mad ego.
Yeah.
Right? That's anyway, they immediately took it down.
Oh, that's good. Yeah.
Well, it's good
Yeah.
because they were shamed into taking it down, as they should have been shamed.
Yeah.
But that's important. They are not honoring anybody. That's the bottom line. So there was also the tweet from 2021 when they say something similar about. Here. No, it's from Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
When she was just beginning as vice president, and instead of saying Happy Memorial Day,
Yeah.
do you remember what she said?
I do not. No.
Enjoy the long weekend.
Oh.
That's all it was.
That is just bad. Yeah.
She knows. She knew what she was doing. As drunk as she often is,
Yeah.
she knew what she was doing there.
Oh, yeah.
She knew it was a long weekend.
Yeah.
Therefore, it must be a holiday, tacked probably on the Monday, and it was.
Yeah.
Evil person.
Yeah.
Okay. You saw these ICE protests and immigration, right? For the, what kind of immigration framework do they actually want, these people?
Yeah.
I mean, we can talk about why they're doing this and how they have no idea what they're doing, and that they're actually advocating for the release of murderers and rapists and thieves and very dangerous people. They don't realize it, all that stuff, okay?
Right.
But what immigration framework do you want?
Yeah.
I mean, you're out there agitating, throwing things at police officers, yelling at police officers and all that. It can't be that you just want everyone to be let into America, right?
Yeah.
I mean, there's got to be something. Where is your boundary?
Right.
What is it? Just articulate it. Don't just be upset with the way things are. Give us how you would actually like to deal with immigration.
Yeah.
What does it look like? It may very well be that you say to yourself, I don't want there to be any restrictions on immigration. Everyone should come in. We should have no border enforcement. That's okay. You can believe that if you want. If that's your stance, just tell us.
Yeah.
I don't think it's your stance.
Right.
Because if you thought about it, you would realize it would completely destroy the country.
Right.
If you just send the signal to the world, come in as you please. You won't even be deemed illegal.
Yeah.
Just come on in. We'll give you welfare and we'll give you free education for your children, and for that matter, university for yourselves, and you'll get welfare. Okay,
Yeah.
You get it all. What do you think is going to happen? Everyone's going to come.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
The country will be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
We won't be America anymore. And they always talk about racism and everything else. Look, there won't be any culture.
Right.
There won't be anything to it. You also don't want any enforcement of laws.
Right.
So what do you think that's going to look like? People talk about defunding the police and everything else. What do you think that will look like, will result in? And, we often talk about how the left don't think, beyond 5 minutes from now, and they don't remember 5 minutes before.
Right.
I get that. But at least articulate a position.
Yeah.
Tell us what you actually think would work. And I don't think they do it.
No.
Why is it? I mean, I guess I'm flummoxed because, I used to be a liberal, but I would never believe this garbage.
Right.
That makes no sense.
Yeah.
How do you explain this? You have any thoughts on this?
I think, yeah, it doesn't make sense. And I think they just want to cause chaos. They just want to disrupt Trump's presidency and make everything as hard as possible, no matter what side they're on. Because let's take about like the brave soldiers who died, and they'll just use that for an object, and they're going to forget about it next year, and they don't care really about it. But like that's something they're going to pretend to have right today because it suits them, and being against immigration is going to suit them, even though they really haven't thought about all the ramifications that happen because it just goes against Trump. And if Trump was like, let's have open borders, then they would complain about that and have a problem with that. And it doesn't, on so many levels, it doesn't make sense.
I mean, the only thing that makes sense to me, I'm not saying this is the right answer, but I'm simply saying that it's so clear that they have no thought process going on about what should be done vis-a-vis immigration, right? And that's why I asked the question, what would you like?
Yeah.
What is your position? And they don't have that. So the only thing that makes sense to me is that they're so desperate for meaning that they will be willing to imbibe the most ludicrous positions and protests for that matter in order to satisfy the itch for meaning.
Yeah.
Even though it doesn't make any sense.
Yeah.
At least they get to belong. Other people feel the same way. They get to be active. They get to pretend that they're making some sort of change. That's it. That's the only thing that makes sense to me. Putting aside the fact that they're being paid.
Yeah.
A lot of them are being paid. They pay protesters. They have all sorts of, merchandise and everything. Clearly, something is going on there.
Yeah.
But now the bigger question is, and I raised this in Newsmax this morning when I was on Newsmax. I think people don't realize how few people there actually are in these protests.
Yeah.
You see it on TV and you think it's happening everywhere, that the country is going to pot. But the reality is, I think there are very few people doing this.
Yeah.
But that's where the cameras go.
Right.
And not only that, but I think there are fewer and fewer people compared to decades in the past. And I know that for a fact because the demographics show it.
Yeah.
Right? There are fewer kids being born.
Yeah.
And so the average age of the population is much higher.
Yeah.
Much higher.
Oh, yeah.
I think it's got to be in the mid-30s, maybe late 30s at this point, and it should be more like 26.
Yeah.
In India, I think it's 16, just to give you an idea. So you want your average age to be something like 22, 23. That's the ideal.
Right.
But we're way past that at this point. And so, protesting is a young man's sport.
Yeah.
Young woman's sport, whatever. And they're protesting, but how many of them can there be?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
You remember the story about the districting, right? Yeah. And Debbie Wasserman Schultz is carpetbagging to the 20th district of Florida now.
Oh, God.
Now,
great hair.
This is
though,
interesting.
But yeah.
Great hair. That District 20 is a black opportunity district instead of running in her own district. So she's actually moving.
Really?
Yeah. Many other black candidates in that district are running for that district, and it's infuriating to a lot of black Democrats.
Yeah.
So it's very funny how that's all turning out. This is all because of what happened with the recent, gerrymandering, or taking down the gerrymandering on the grounds of race law. So it's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
But take a listen to Hakeem Jeffries now talking about how the Republicans are somehow supporting the crazy Democrat in Texas. I want you to take a listen to this. Very interesting.
We were supporting Johnny Garcia before this because we knew his opponent was vile and anti-Semitic and unworthy of anyone backing her. She's been roundly condemned by Democrats across the ideological spectrum, which is exactly the right thing to do, particularly in a moment where we know that Jewish Americans across the country are facing such a rough climate in terms of the anti-Semitism, both the attacks and the hatred that has been unleashed and that people within the Jewish community have been experiencing with increasing intensity over the last few years. This candidate is being propped up by a Republican shadowy super PAC to elevate her in the primary because they know she'll be an incredibly weak general election candidate. Mike Johnson and others should call upon that Republican super PAC to stand down.
All right, so he has no basis to say this.
Yeah.
That's a nonsensical argument. But he's claiming that we Republicans, this Republican PAC at least, is supporting this crazy woman, I forget her name, who lost in the primary at the end of the day, but she was gaining a lot of traction But this is the one who said, and we had it on our podcast last week, if you remember, where she was saying that we need to create, to convert the ICE detention centers into Zionist detention centers with castration facilities so that they can castrate these Zionists, because most of them are probably pedophiles, according to her, right? And so she's a vile person. But now he's saying, Hakeem Jeffries, like, this is ridiculous. You're actually supporting somebody who is so evil. Okay, no.
Yeah.
You are. What's so different about what she's saying than what that crazy guy in Maine? What's his name? Kind of big burly guy with a tattoo, Nazi tattoo.
Oh, that guy. Yeah, I forget his name, but yeah.
I want to say Flanders, but I think that's from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
Anyway, they support him.
Yeah.
They support other crazies. I mean, they support Tlaib.
Yeah.
Who's crazy against Israel. They support Mamdani, who wants to showcase a Nakba Day. We talked about that last week as well. And it does nothing to stop Muslims from praying in front of a Jewish girls' day school in New York.
Yeah.
So somehow this is the line? Really?
Yeah.
I don't get it. I don't see any difference in the line here.
Yeah.
But now he's trying to say that somehow this is Republicans' fault. It's weird.
Yeah, everything a Democrat does that doesn't turn out well,
yes,
it's Republicans. They either pounce or they're now this is kind of newer one where no, Republicans are behind it. Republicans were behind Biden.
Isn't that funny? That's a great point. Yeah, every time. I want to go back. Sorry, I forgot to play this clip, but there was. It's related to the BLM issues of George Floyd, so that's how we're going back. So BLM is now condemning this joke made by comedian Tony Hinchcliffe.
I love
about
man.
that guy?
Yeah,
okay.
He's so funny.
So here's how they responded.
In grief and trauma, we have young people in our community who were children at the time. They're now teenagers, still dealing with the impacts of the police killing of George Floyd. And instead of allowing our community to grieve in peace, to celebrate George Floyd in peace, we have Netflix comedians making light of the brutal killing of George Floyd. It is unacceptable and it is unconscionable. Tony Hinchcliffe made a grotesque joke saying that George Floyd is looking up at us, laughing, and he can't breathe. When I saw the clip online, it made me sick to my stomach. We are here to declare today that there needs to be accountability for Kevin Hart's Netflix roast.
Okay. Yeah. So, there's a couple of things to say. First of all, when she was about to introduce the joke, she said, and he's looking up saying, "I can't breathe."
Yeah.
And she starts laughing.
Yeah.
So I guess it was kind of funny.
It was a funny joke. Yeah.
I mean, maybe you shouldn't have laughed when you're condemning the very joke that you're bringing up.
Yeah.
So that's the whole purpose of this speech that you're giving. So kind of like self-contradicting, right? And then the beginning of it, she says, we need to deal with the people who are still traumatized by what happened 6 years ago.
Yeah.
I don't think anyone's traumatized. How about that? I think everyone saw that. It was a great opportunity. When I think, they look back on what happened in 2020, they all looked at each other and saying, that was awesome, wasn't it? We got to loot every store imaginable, and everyone was respecting us, and we had the run of the land. That's what it was. There was very little trauma going on there.
No.
Okay. And then she says, we get to remember him with respect and time. Look, listen, first of all, it's been 6 years.
Yeah.
Okay. So what's that joke where they always say, is that too soon? Right? 6 years, I think it's fine. Okay. Even Abraham Lincoln, there's a joke, right, where they say, aside from that, Mrs. Lincoln, how'd you like the play?
It's a good joke.
Right? It's a good joke.
Yeah.
Right. And some people say, oh, I know, too soon, huh?
Yeah.
That's 150 years ago. Anyway, no, lady, you don't get to live this as if it's some historical moment, like the equivalent of Martin Luther King Jr.
Yeah.
Or, I don't know, the John Kennedy's assassination. It's not in the same breath. You can't say that.
No.
Okay, this man was a criminal, everything that what was his name? Chauvin.
Oh yeah, Derek Chauvin.
Derek Chauvin. Everything he did by the book.
Yeah.
But he was convicted and he's still in jail, and I don't think it's right.
Yeah.
But it's an interesting moment. But he gets to be the bad guy, and George Floyd gets to be the good guy, and neither of those things should be true.
Exactly. And I think there was like an Asian officer or maybe two of them just standing by. And I think one of them at least is still in prison for not doing anything. He just stood by as his...
Oh, just because he did nothing.
The superior officer was engaged in something and he just followed the rules.
Wow. All right. Well, they've got more things going on in the races. This one in the Texas Senate race.
Yeah.
Have you heard of this guy, James Tellerico?
Tellerico, I think it is?
Yeah.
Rico.
Tellerico. No, God forbid that we ever learn his name like we've learned Mamdani's name, right? In the beginning, you know, what, Mamdani? What?
It was so much more fun when it was a Mamdani or whatever.
Mamdani, yes. But Tellerico apparently is his name, and he's on this this podcast.
Yeah.
And he is asked what he loves. That's not his family and his friends. I think we played this before, but it's worthwhile.
Yeah.
Because now we have Paxton running against this man. Check it out.
Right.
Something that you love that's not family or friends.
I love, I'm just saying this because it's on my mind, the trans children who showed up yesterday at the state capitol to advocate for their humanity. They shouldn't have to, but it was an inspiration to watch.
All right. That's what you come up with?
Yeah.
Other than your friends or family, the first thing that you think of is trans children.
Yeah.
And not just any trans, but children who are trans. That is creepy.
Very creepy, yeah.
But you couldn't think of anything else. Let's say, he said it was on his mind. Okay, that's fine. But it goes to show that's where your priorities are.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, the things I love, first thing out of the gate, other than my friends and family, well, definitely not you, but but other than you and my friends and family, and then I love America.
Yeah.
And I love Israel. And I love mountain biking. I love I'm vegan. I love good health. I love learning about philosophy. I love learning about God. I love, my community at large.
Yeah.
I want to, help Los Angeles. God forbid that Pratt does not win somehow. I hope he does.
Yeah.
But anyway, there's a lot to love.
Yeah.
But this is the first go-to thing. It's on my mind.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. If it's on your mind, it means like you're obsessed with this issue, dude.
That's kind of weird.
That's the first thing you think about it.
Yeah.
So he's a weirdo.
Yeah.
Okay. There we use the W word right there.
Yeah.
All right. We spoke a little bit about Spencer Pratt, and that's going to be an interesting thing. He's really gaining traction in Los Angeles. Now, I don't know what's going to happen with the mayor race here. I do not trust or have any confidence in the voting systems here in Los Angeles. There, I've said it. The California primary is on June 2nd. The governor's recent comment is we will have all agencies. We can shape the future. There's still a lot. He says, look, I've said this before, so I'll repeat it. I don't anticipate this need to be the case, but there is a break the glass scenario. Okay. Do we have that clip? Let's play that clip.
Spoken around accountability. Do you think Democrats will hold you accountable for standing by this principled neutrality by withholding your endorsement in this not impossible scenario where two Republicans take the ticket?
Yeah, look, my focus has been making sure that doesn't happen, and I've exercised not just a focus, but I've exercised through some action efforts to encourage that doesn't happen by making my case, and will continue to make my case. I do not see that scenario taking place. I see a lot of good Democrats I've worked with for years and years and years on the ballot making their case. I was in a similar position with a similar stubborn governor that refused to get involved. I developed tremendous animus towards him, and now I offer forgiveness. Yes. We don't dream regretting. We all have agencies. We can shape the future. There's still a lot. Look, I've said this before, so I'll repeat it. I don't anticipate this need to be the case, but there is a break the glass scenario. And there's many people that have a deep understanding of what it would look like if Democrats were locked out. And we're going to do everything to make sure that doesn't happen. I'll leave it there.
Wow.
Yeah, that's a dog whistle.
Right.
Yeah.
So that is in conjunction with this whole issue of the jungle primary.
Yeah.
Where anyone can run, and the top two vote getters will get to run against each other in the November election for governor. And what has been happening is this big problem for them because they've got two Republicans who are having much more attention than the remaining Democrat candidates. And what's interesting to me, because I thought this couldn't possibly happen.
Yeah.
I'm glad that's beginning to happen, that somebody would drop out in the Democrat Party and that would elevate and get more party share for each of the remaining Democrat candidates. But nobody seems to be willing to get out except for the guy who was forced out, Eric Swalwell.
Yeah.
And still, these two Republican candidates seem to be leading.
You're right.
And that's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And if one of the Republican candidates bows out, and I think it would be the other guy, other than Steve Hinton.
Yeah.
He is going to gain a lot of traction. He might actually be governor. So let's see what happens. I agree with Newsom that if there's one Democrat nominee and one Republican nominee, the Democrat will probably win.
Yeah.
But if it's the two Republicans, okay, bye-bye.
Yeah.
Then we'll have a Republican.
That would be amazing.
But listen to how he talks about it. It's got a break the glass emergency plan.
Yeah.
Doesn't that remind you of the insurance plan that they talked about? What was the two? What were their names during the 2016 election?
Oh yeah, Strzok and Page.
Yeah,
right?
Strzok and Page. And she was really worried. And he goes, "Don't we have an insurance plan or something, some safeguard, something like that." And like it makes you scratch your head. What are you talking about? I mean, who are you to decide that you're going to flip the will of the people?
Yeah.
Right. So it's weird.
Yeah.
But these guys, the natural state of things is Democrat for California, including the governor, and we're going to break the glass if we have to.
Yeah.
Whatever that means.
Yeah.
And so I don't like that guy.
Not at all.
Just
no.
don't. So then you have. Gavin Newsom, this is the guy who has the 911 disaster. They're trying to revamp this. Did you know about this? They spent $1 billion trying to revamp the 911 system, and it just got worse than anything else. This is after the bullet train that was such a disaster.
Yeah.
But this guy, Gavin Newsom, is outraged, I tell you, about the construction of the ballroom in the White House.
Yeah.
What a waste. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
On the grounds that it's it's not meant to be. It's like hollowed ground, the White House.
Yeah.
Never mind that there's been plenty of renovations in the past in the White House. But now, I guess there was some time period after which it's done. There's no more to be changed. It's kind of like the Bible, right?
Yeah.
It came to a certain period of time where they decided this belongs in the Bible, this does not belong in the Bible, and then shut the door.
Yeah.
Okay, we're done. The Bible is done. So they feel the same way.
Yeah.
Okay. Scott Jennings of Salem Media responded about this break the glass business, right?
Yeah.
He says, "Now I want you to think about what they always say about Trump, that he's a threat to democracy, that he doesn't respect the will of the voters, and what you just heard there, Gavin Newsom saying that if the primary doesn't turn out the way he wants, they've got an emergency plan to keep Republicans from assuming power."
Yeah.
Well, that's pretty incredible stuff and pretty chilling when you add it to what Democrats are arguing they will do to the Supreme Court and other levers of power should they regain the White House in 2028. Trump exercises his will in elections, but Democrats, well, apparently they plan to exercise power through decidedly non-democratic means. Yes.
Yeah.
Exactly right.
Yeah.
Scott Jennings is a smart guy.
Yeah.
There's the report of the special. I don't want to really talk about that. We got so many other things. President Trump settled his $10 billion lawsuit against the IRS, and they created this $1.8 billion fund to compensate those who claimed they were targets of government weaponization. I think that's a great idea.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe there'll be a committee. They'll decide, and and there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
That's a perfectly valid way to handle things.
Yeah.
You can settle anything that way. There's nothing unconstitutional about this.
Right.
So when you hear people saying, "Oh, somehow he's offering people a way to, fight back at the government for being allegedly a victim," well, maybe they were.
Yeah.
And this special fund will decide.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Yeah.
Who's getting hurt?
Right.
What do you care?
Yeah.
And these are the people that have no problem with all the Minnesota fraud that's going on with the Leering centers and and all the the retirement homes in California.
Yeah, so many different things in California.
I mean, it's obscene, and they don't say a word about that. But somehow this is abusive.
Yeah.
When people really were suffering as a result of the Biden administration, you may not have seen it.
Yeah.
Because CNN never told you about it. But just the January 6 people alone, a lot of them never got a trial.
Oh no. Yeah.
They were incarcerated for years.
Yeah, they kept on extending it. I forget what they call it. And
Yeah.
no, you're still in there, but we're going to take another 6 months.
Right. And there are other people who suffered as a result of being, canceled or throttled or taken deplatformed.
Yeah.
For no reason at all other than expressing their opinion about COVID or what have you. My friend Wayne Allen Root really suffered a lot of that.
Yeah.
So, hopefully he can avail himself of that fund. Anyway, very interesting. The fund the Supreme Court. Okay. This is from the New York Times. They're evaluating what the Supreme Court is doing.
Yeah.
And the New York Times article says the following. The Supreme Court faces a testy Trump ahead of major decisions. And the subtitle is, President Trump has bullied and wooed the Supreme Court justices as the court prepares to issue major rulings in the coming weeks. So,
whoa.
So whatever comes out from the Supreme Court that might be against the Democrat or liberal position, that's because Trump bullied them into it. He browbeat them. He did.
Or the most crazy thing is, take it in reverse. The Democrats are so weak and scared, and I think there's a bunch of women now.
Yes.
That they give in naturally to the masculinity of Trump. Like, they're so weak. They're so of will that the Supreme Court is its own branch of government, basically, or the judiciary. There's no stand. They're equal parts powerful. And to think that these women, because it's not the men who are Republican, it's so misogynistic.
I think what you just said was a little confusing. And I'm going to ignore that altogether. This definitely does not qualify this is the Devin Goodman podcast. I'm moving on now.
Okay.
For your maddening tirade. So at UCLA, I don't know if you know, but the Justice Department has decided to sue UCLA on the grounds of what it did in 2024 following the October 7 attacks. And they basically harassed and browbeat Jewish students and prevented them from going into classes.
Yeah.
And I applaud this. This is it's a Title VI issue.
Yeah.
On the grounds that they're being discriminated against, on the grounds of their religion and their identity for that matter. And this is not what you send your kids to school for, so that you don't get the benefits of your education because you don't have the right identity, you don't have the right beliefs. And now we have new information about those days when there were tents and everything set up at UCLA, and they were blocking students from going to classes, Jewish students in particular. And they found out that these protest groups were requiring Jewish students to wear bands, wristbands, saying that they disavowed their Judaism, or at least any Zionism ideology that they may share. So this isn't what happened for the past, say, 2,000 years at all. This is totally new.
Yeah.
Never happened before.
No. It was a new idea.
Yes. You know how many times Jews were told convert or die, or be arrested or whatever?
Yeah.
Disavow your faith and then we will accept you. You know how this resonates to a Jew today?
Yeah.
How horrifying this is?
Yeah.
And you don't get this.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they think they're doing it for the first time. That's the tragedy of all this. They don't realize how they are joining the long line of schmucks of history who did exactly the same thing.
Of evil.
And it's pure evil.
Yeah.
And I don't know. I mean, look, one day, many of these protesters will see what they had done was evil.
Yeah.
And they'll say, I was one of those who blocked Jewish students and forced them to do this and forced them to do that. And I'm ashamed.
Yeah.
And there will be a lot of people like that.
Yeah.
As they grow up.
I sure hope so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They won't get more into it. But the tragedy is that they're doing terrible things right now.
Yeah.
And it's not just Jews, by the way. There's we're now learning a lot about anti-Christian bias as well. There's a task force to eradicate anti-Christian bias published which published a report detailing how the Biden administration's prosecutions, policies, and practices demonstrated anti-Christian bias throughout the federal government.
Yeah.
They were trying to punish Christians, and they highlight Trump's efforts now to restore religious liberty. So it's good news. We're actually exposing what they did.
Yeah.
If you so much as tweeted something in favor of, I forget what it is, Lowe's or something like that, or they were like Hobby Lobby.
Yeah.
Anything like that, you were targeted and you were canceled.
Yeah.
And the feds would come at you.
Yeah.
The bottom line of the report is blunt, that the efforts against Christians was systematic, driven by a policy preference that elevated anti-discrimination and public health goals over religious liberty.
Yeah.
It argues that freedom to believe was protected, but freedom to live out those beliefs was curtailed in employment, education, and public life. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
So anyway, I'm very happy that they're finally exposing this.
Yeah.
Supporters see this as restoring First Amendment balance. Critics say it reframes legitimate policy enforcement as persecution. Okay. So that's all good news.
Yeah.
But the Catholic preschools in Colorado, this is related, are declining to enroll families with LGBTQ children. And now they're being sued by the state of Colorado. Of course it's Colorado, right?
Yeah.
Well,
yeah.
What's the deal with Colorado? Whatever. So many crazy things are coming out of that. Anyway, never mind.
Or it used to be a mixed state. It was purple at one time. You know,
Yes.
it wasn't insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mamdani.
Yeah.
He's our man.
He's our man.
Our man in New York.
Our man
shaking things up. Okay.
Yeah.
So he is now coming up with a new policy.
Nice. Thank
where
God.
It's about time.
Yeah.
You asked for it and you're getting it.
We've needed it.
To transfer ownership from landlords to the community. and you may think that's Orwellian, but it's not.
No.
Here you go. Take a listen.
When necessary, we will take aggressive legal action to remove negligent owners and property managers. And for buildings that have suffered chronic neglect, we will work to transfer ownership to responsible stewards. Stewards that include community land trusts, nonprofits, or even the tenants themselves.
Wow, that doesn't sound at all like what happened in the Soviet Union back in the 10s.
Yeah.
No, not at all. It's a completely different scenario.
Yeah.
Because here, they have an excuse.
Yeah.
And it's about neglect.
Yeah.
And who determines negligence and neglect? That's not important right now.
Yeah.
The important thing is that it will be decided and it will be transferred over to third-party people that are much more responsible, maybe even the tenants themselves.
Yeah.
I'm speechless.
Yeah.
I'm without speech.
Yeah. It makes so much sense.
I mean, it really, you definitely get the person you voted for.
Yeah.
It's crazy. All right. But it goes to show why the Democrats are really beginning to explode.
Yeah.
Or implode, I should say. And this is according to CNN. And they're basically saying that the Democrats are now facing an electoral college disaster.
Wow.
And even CNN is sounding the alarm.
Yeah.
Because states like Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and Arizona are gaining electoral seats for the Republicans in the next census. And California, New York, Illinois, New Jersey, Massachusetts are losing their seats.
Wow.
So and this is all happening because of the turning around of the the gerrymandering, rather.
Right.
That's one of the major things. And of course, stopping illegal immigrations. Those two things are two of the 4 weapons that the Democrats have been using against us.
Yeah.
The racial gerrymandering, which is
Yeah.
totally inappropriate. It's unconstitutional. It's obvious.
Yeah.
And allowing massive amounts of illegal aliens.
Yeah.
The other 2 are mail-in ballots
Yeah.
and no voter ID.
Yeah.
So we've taken away 2 of them already. One of them is immediate. One of them will eventually trickle in.
Yeah.
But this is good news for
Yeah.
Republicans. But anyway, take a listen to Harry Enton and his take on it.
Take into account the population mid-2025. Look at this. The biggest population growth this decade, all 5 of the states that Donald John Trump won in 2024. Texas, Florida, North Carolina, Georgia, and of course the great state of Arizona, where I spent my New Year's Eve. I love those folks out in Prescott, Arizona. These were the biggest gainers in terms of population compared to the 2020 census. Now, it's not just a red state boom. This is what we're looking at. We're looking at a red state boom here, but it is not just a red state boom. We're also looking at what I would dare call a blue state depression, because who are the people? Who and where are the people moving from into the red states? Well, they're blue states. They're blue states. Take a look here. The lowest domestic net migration this decade. All 5 of the states that were won by Kamala Harris in 2024. Look at this. California, Harris's home state. New York, where I'm coming from right now, of course. Illinois, New Jersey, and of course the great Commonwealth of Massachusetts, which is a bastion of blue liberalism. These are the states that folks in the United States are moving away from and into the red states, which is propelling a red state boom. Now, this is interesting, right? But it could also have major political ramifications if it holds for 2030, the next census. Because take a look here. If, in fact, the 2025 population shifts hold for the 2030 census, look at this. Look at the House seat shifts by state. Remember, of course, we apportion the number of House seats depending on the population in each state. If, in fact, the 2025 population shifts hold for 2030, states that Kamala Harris won, they would lose 7 seats in the United States House of Representatives. The states that Donald Trump won in 2024, they would gain 7 seats. Now, this isn't just about the House of Representatives, right? It's also about the Electoral College.
Anyway, so I mean, it's powerful stuff.
Yeah.
It's not surprising.
No.
So what's happening is that people who are leaving the blue states are conservative.
Right.
At least the first ones to go are the conservative ones, because they don't like what they're seeing. They have a worldview that says this is not what I like. So people have left California in particular in droves because it's disgusting. There's too many homeless, and the crime is too much, and the taxes are too high, and the regulations are so burdensome on businesses, and what they're teaching your children is offensive.
Yeah.
Okay. But if you're a liberal, you tolerate that stuff. You don't even think of it as something to tolerate, because maybe you like what they're teaching your children at school. Right. Maybe you think the homeless are wonderful people and it's great to have the homeless. And maybe the crime increase is okay because, they deserve to have what they want. It's fine if they take a little bit from CVS and Target and stuff
it's
like that.
Fine.
Because they can suffer those blows, those big companies. But eventually it hits them in the pocketbook.
Yeah.
And then they come out much later. And by then, they've already been converted to conservatism anyway, right? So this is a trend that really ramped up. I mean, it was already happening, but it really ramped up in 2020 on account of COVID.
Yeah.
And many of my friends have left in Nevada, Florida, Tennessee, because of exactly this. They realized, wait, I can work almost anywhere.
Yeah.
And because of that, I'm going to go to those states. I'll have a better life.
Yeah.
I'll pay less in taxes and so on. I can buy a much bigger house.
Yeah.
And my children won't learn this crap that they're teaching in the school. So he's just describing this.
You're right.
But to us, it's obvious.
Yeah.
And the way Harry Enton is speaking is like, whoa, let me reveal something to you, as if it's a shocker.
Yeah.
This is not shocking. All of our friends were leaving.
Yeah.
Most of my conservative friends have left California.
Yeah.
Okay, there you go. There's your answer, my friends.
Yeah.
And then they're so surprised. That's so funny. Okay. Oh yeah. So as you know, the big story in Texas just a couple of days ago, in fact yesterday, is that Paxton won the primary against Cornyn.
Yeah.
Dramatically. I mean, it was a total wipeout.
Yeah.
So, and that goes to show that, first of all, Trump's influence and recommendations are very powerful. You can say that Paxton was going to win anyway. There was already momentum for him, but okay, maybe that's true. Maybe he would have won 55-45. But instead, he wins 65-35.
That's amazing.
And that's a real blowout, and that's because of Trump's endorsement.
Yeah.
And people really want Trump's policy. They appreciate his leadership.
Yeah.
You can talk all day long about how he's brash and everything else, but you know what? They kind of like him.
Oh yeah.
They people talk about his popularity figures, that they're in the tank and so on like that. Not so much.
Yeah.
Nope. Disagree.
Yeah.
I don't buy it.
Yeah.
The New York Times parlays.
You and the New York Times. I am worried about you.
We have a love affair.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so attracted to the love. It's the newspaper you love to hate.
Yeah.
Anyway, the New York Times puts its spin on this recent thing about backing Paxton.
Yeah.
Did Trump just put Texas in play? The argument is that Cornyn was a moderate and people will be turned off with a more MAGA candidate somehow in the general consensus. So let me get this straight. We have to be moderate, we conservatives. But they, the left, get to be as crazy extremist as they would like.
Yeah.
Right? It's abortions up to birth.
Yeah.
Right? To the date of birth. Massive illegal immigration. No police.
Yeah.
Right? Put Zionists in prison. Right?
Yeah.
And castrate them while you're at it.
Yeah.
Right? It's breathtaking, the things that they think are acceptable.
Yeah.
And we're the ones that have to moderate?
Yeah.
Really? First of all, I think MAGA is exactly what MAGA is. Make America great again.
Yeah.
It means that we are harking back to the greatness of America. You can call it a reactionary if you like, but don't tell me that it's somehow extreme.
Right.
Okay, it is not. We are simply going back to the proper values. So the idea that we're going back to God and that America is a strong country and that it has borders, somehow that's radical?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't that make the most sense in the world?
Yeah.
And enforce laws and everything else, that basic.
Yeah.
You got to check out this, as you know, it's been graduation season.
Yeah.
And so you've gotten quite a few people speaking about, what to expect in the future. So I'll have all these graduation speakers. Take a listen. There are so many graduation speakers. They had this kind of a slew of graduation speakers who were talking about AI.
Yeah.
And this compilation, and all the audience is booing.
Yeah.
Okay. But I want you to take specific note of this one graduation speaker, and see how she reacts. Check it out.
The rise of artificial intelligence is the next industrial revolution. What happened? Okay, I struck a chord. May I finish? Only a few years ago, AI was not a factor in our lives. Okay, all right. Okay, we've got a bipolar topic here, I see. Okay, and now AI capabilities are in the palm of our hands. And oh, I love it. Passion, let's go. Okay.
Okay, so that didn't go very well for her. And she said, what happened in the middle of that, right? She was flummoxed about this. And, they've been told that AI is so bad and it's going to wipe out their jobs for the future and such.
Yeah.
But it's interesting. Look, they're young people. They don't understand that innovation technology is changing all the time. And this was the same thing they said about the Industrial Revolution, right?
Yeah.
And then much later about computers and such, and then much later the internet itself. And now here we are with AI, and they don't see themselves in the cycle of history, that there will be more jobs than ever. And it actually might make their jobs more efficient, if anything. So you just have to kind of shuck and jive a little bit.
Yeah.
All right. It's going to be okay. I always joke around that liberals, such as these students, no doubt all of them are liberal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've no doubt that they want AI to not be a thing. They want to curtail it, stop it one way or the other, because they want to keep their jobs.
Yeah.
And force people to have their jobs. Well, you wanted this, whether you realize it or not. You made this happen.
Yeah.
You made so many regulations on businesses. You made it impossible for employers to hire people, to fire people, more importantly. And then all the breaks in between, and they get to be sued, sexual harassment. I mean, everything, just looking at somebody constitutes sexual harassment, and many other things.
Yeah.
Just many, many other things. If you fire a black person, good luck.
Yeah.
Okay? You can hire them, but you can't fire them.
Yeah.
And then you're surprised.
Yeah.
That AI will replace it. AI won't sue you for not, giving them a sick day.
Yeah.
AI won't sue you for looking at it a funny way.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an amazing thing. There might be robots in the future doing exactly this. It might be beautiful robots, for that matter.
Yeah.
And then they can have intercourse with those robots, and those robots won't sue. I mean, the future is wild out there. It always will be. But here's what's happening. I mean, first of all, they don't see it. They don't see themselves in the course of history. These things have happened before.
Right.
What's interesting to me is that liberals actually are very conservative.
Yeah.
In the economic realm only. Okay? In everything else, they're still liberals.
Right.
So they're liberal in the sense of gay marriage, okay, transgender rights.
Yeah.
Breaking the family down, breaking, Catholic churches and for that matter, Christian stuff and Jewish stuff. They want to get rid of God, and they want all sorts of progressive taxes. They're all about that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to change, economic change, they're very conservative.
Oh, yeah.
They don't want anything to change.
No.
So that's what socialism does.
Yeah.
It locks whatever it is in time. That's what forever will be.
Yeah.
And it doesn't work that way.
No.
The things that socialist countries rely on today, including laptop computers and TVs and telephones and so on, and internet, were all created by capitalism.
Yeah.
Which each of these things I just mentioned were major game changers.
Yeah.
That will never happen if you have a socialist system, if you stop progress one way or the other. And that's what these idiot students want.
Yeah.
Instead of saying to themselves, okay, how do I navigate around this?
Yeah.
That's what you got to do.
Yeah.
When you go to a door, these kids are the equivalent of going to a door that says pull, and they push at first. If you did that, and you went to a door, and the store is open or whatever, and it says, push, and it says push, but you're pulling.
Yeah.
Well, your next thing, oh, okay, I'll push.
Right.
Okay, you adapt to the situation, right? Well, that's what's happening here.
Yeah.
You may not be able to be you were gunning to be an engineer, a software engineer, a coder. Okay?
Yeah.
Well, you don't really need to do that because of AI. It's basically replace that job.
Yeah.
Well, maybe you can be something else.
Yeah.
How about that? Be something else.
Yeah.
I mean, were you complaining when the car was invented?
Yeah.
Everyone was what do you call it? The horseshoe guy that they made for
the
buggy
horses.
Whip
and all
and
that
the buggy
stuff.
whip
Yeah.
guys. I mean, did you say that you got to stop the car?
Yeah.
It's idiotic.
Right.
Did you when the plane was invented and commercial airlines were flying? Did you say trains need to be the primary source of transportation? Of course not.
Yeah.
So we're dealing with that kind of idiotic thinking, but there's nothing new there.
No. Yeah.
All right. I want to share with you a very nice story.
Nice.
And I'm really happy about this. So the Texas Children's Hospital in Houston agreed now to stop administering puberty blockers to children, to pay $10 million in penalties, and open a detransition clinic after a sweeping probe from the U.S. Department of Justice and the state of Texas. That resolution brings to a close a years-long investigation by Texas's Healthcare Program Enforcement Division, which concluded that TCH fraudulently billed Texas Medicaid for unallowable and illegal gender transition interventions. That's from Texas Attorney General Ken Paxton, wrote in a Friday statement. Under the terms of this landmark agreement, Texas Children's will establish the first ever multidisciplinary clinic designed to provide medical care to patients who were subjected to gender transition procedures.
Thank God.
Okay, that's from MSN, by the way. So I'm very happy about this. Things are changing. I said this before. The thing that will make this change is litigation.
Yes.
And that's what's happening.
Yeah.
And now everyone's saying, "Oh my gosh, what was I thinking? This will be the new eugenics."
Yeah.
If you know what eugenics was.
Yeah.
This was monstrous what they were doing. And shame on you if you were for gender affirming surgery for little kids.
Yeah.
Shame on you. What were you thinking? Kids don't have the ability to make reasonable decisions. That's why these same people who say that it's okay to have these gender affirming surgeries for kids under 18, sometimes as young as 11 or 8, I've heard. They would rightly say it's wrong for a man to have sex with a girl who's 17.
Yeah.
She's underage.
Yeah.
Okay. There's a reason why they say that it's underage.
Yeah.
I mean, every kid is his own age, right? But you're underage, meaning that you are under the age of maturity.
Yeah.
Of making competent choices. You cannot think like a meaningful adult. And we've decided that age is 18.
Yeah.
We're not taking it on a case-by-case basis. That's the age. And now, you were saying it was okay?
Yeah.
How did you reconcile that in your mind with what you believed was, and correctly believed, was statutory rape?
Yeah.
What? And then this. Where was the? How did you reconcile it?
Yeah.
I just don't understand it. Help me understand.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
There are a lot of crazy people out there. Devin Goodman.
Yeah, there is.
Anyway, I'm happy about Paxton winning the primary. I'm happy about many things going on. I'm also happy about the Iranian situation. There was a lot of talk lately about Trump possibly entering into a resolution, I guess, with Iran. And I said, I don't think there's going to be a resolution. And there hasn't been.
Yeah.
Because I know that the Iranians will not tolerate any proposition where they have to give up all hopes of a nuclear program. They have to get rid of all their enriched uranium after having fought it for so long. They would have to change to become a completely different animal.
Yeah.
They can't do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you're literally asking, I don't know, literally, but you're asking a leopard to be a monkey.
Yeah.
Or better yet, to be a peacock.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen. Iran's raison d'etre, it's the whole purpose is to destroy the great Satan and the little Satan, meaning America and Israel, respectively. And now you're telling them, don't do that. You can't be that anymore. Okay. I mean, you saw all these kids booing AI, right? Because they can't imagine a world without doing the things that AI is now replacing.
Right.
Same thing. The Iranians are booing. No, we will not do this.
Yeah.
But they've got to do it.
Yeah.
And, putting aside, we don't even know who the leaders of Iran are now.
Yeah.
But all I can say is the best solution right now is for whoever is in charge now to be granted complete immunity and get the F out of Iran. You go to Moscow if you like.
Yeah.
Never come back and let the people of Iran rule Iran.
Yeah.
How about that?
Democracy.
Democracy.
Yeah.
Plain and simple. Let's make it happen.
Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I'm really animated today because, Stephen Colbert's last show happened, and it did really got me down.
Yeah.
I don't know. I couldn't even function. I couldn't get by in my day. You were emotional, I saw.
Oh, very much. Yeah, cried for 2 days. Yeah.
Anyway, it was big. Paul McCartney played. Elvis Costello was there. A couple of other famous musicians were there. They said it was going to be big, and by golly, it was. I mean, this was like D-Day.
Yeah.
The landing on the moon. And now this.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Those are the moments, landmarks in time that we'll always remember.
Yep.
Yeah. Man, the narcissism of the left. They think so highly of themselves. This was a show that meant nothing. It had such a small audience. It was losing more and more.
Yeah.
And then Stephen Colbert said something stupid a few months ago, and then they let him continue on just so that people would forget about it.
Yeah.
But they can never admit that people just don't want to deal with their crap.
Yeah.
And that's what it was with Stephen Colbert. It'll be the same thing with Jimmy Kimmel eventually.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm excited about that. Listen, folks, I'm going to wrap it up, but don't forget to like the show, comment on the show, share the show, and of course, subscribe to the show. We would really love your support emotionally and digitally. How about that?
Yeah.
In the meantime, this is Barak Lurie signing off saying God bless, be strong, and we'll talk with you next week.